Hey guys, Magnus here bringing you another video. This one we're going to be doing a new event idea. So of course I did say I was wanting to do one of these kind of once a month, but hey, I'm bringing one to you in late January. So I mean, I'll probably do another one in like sort of mid-February, maybe late February, who knows. But this is my one for. I thought I'd do this one because the Bart versus Thanksgiving one was technically an idea from December that I had. So yeah, and plus I really love just doing event ideas. They're my favorite videos to do. So I may just focus my attention more on doing these kind of videos. Just want to quickly say though, the top 10 worst buildings, the last thing of 2018, that will be out tomorrow. I kind of wanted to do this instead, so hope you enjoy. So this is the Canine Mutiny event idea, aka the Repo event. I'm going to call it the Repo event because I'm mainly focusing around the Repo part of the episode and not the more kind of the stuff with the dog and the stuff with Santa's Little Helper. I didn't really want to focus on the stuff with Santa's Little Helper because I feel like, one, he's a character who's premium, and I know he was added for free, but I think there's more story to be told with the Repo thing, and I think it could definitely be a fun aspect. But anyway, first of all, we have the store. So here's a few things in the store. So this is my idea. So Jessica, who is actually Kent Brockman's dog, for 30 donuts as an NPC, but she'll unlock a task for Kent Brockman. So she will be an NPC, but of course she will actually unlock a thing for Kent Brockman. She does look a little bit similar to Laddie, who is of course the main dog, the main the main character we're going to unlock in this event, who is a dog, but nevertheless I think it's definitely has enough tasks to has enough screen time to deserve tasks. But I think Jessica obviously doesn't. So, but Jessica looks a bit different. She has the bow, and of course she doesn't have the white snout, like white nose or white face, whatever you want to call it. Also, the Springfield Dog Park for 50 donuts as a building. So this will just be kind of like a enclosed dog park instead of just making your own. I don't really want to make my own. I mean, they could just add the sign, but I would prefer it if it was enclosed and it was actually its own building. I just would prefer that personally. So 50 donuts, and then the building task, I guess, would be chasing tails and sniffing butts. And then we have Mr. Mitchell with Mr. Mitchell's house, of course. So this is the blind resident of Springfield. He first appeared in this episode, but he also appeared in multiple episodes as well after, in the background, but he obviously his primary appearance was in this episode. So releasing strange odors, because of course near the end of the episode we find out that he's actually as a pothead. He actually likes quite a bit of weed. So he had weed on him anyway. So I just think that would be a funny funny little thing to have, and plus it's another building to have in the game, which is obviously a perfect building for him to come with, of course. But I really would like more residential houses, residential locations in the game, more houses in the game, and definitely his house would be awesome to get. So yeah, Mr. Mitchell's house and him for 150 units, which of course is the standard price. And then finally, the last item is a decoration worldwide shipping van. This for 20 donuts. It's just just a decoration, just a vehicle to have in the game. But yeah, I think be a pretty cool decoration to have. Anyway, let's get into the gameplay. So the event currency is going to be money bank credit cards. So this is the event currency. Of course, it's the thing that Bart uses. And when the event starts, you're going to have to, you first of all, to start the event, you're going to have to make Bart max out Homer's credit card, which will of course be like a 6-second task. And then also you need to place the box. So you place the box, but the box is not going to be in the game for very long. So once you place it, and you've done the 6-second task, the thing will start, and basically Homer is mad as Bart maxed out his card. So you make Homer look for Bart, make Bart hide, and then also make Springfielders go on a credit card spending spree. And this will unlock the Repo Depot van, which is right here, of course. And once you've done this, once you've completed this first one, the box will essentially just disappear. So it will essentially get locked in your inventory. It will be in your inventory, and it will get locked in your inventory. So it's forced into your inventory. And the only way you can place it is, of course, by completing the entire quest line, or when the event ends, you'll be allowed to place it back. Say if you didn't unlock everything, you still get the box. It's not a very exciting decoration, so I didn't think it should be a prize. I just think it would be a cool little aspect to have, because of course, when Homer returns home to find all of his, he finds all of his stuff gone, and including including the box. The box is gone, so Bart can't see what's in the box, and he's very upset because he didn't know what was in the box. So different Springfielders complain their stuff is missing too. Willie says he saw who did it. So you make Homer interview Willie, and you make Willie tell Homer the truth. And then at the same time, you also make Springfielders cry about their missing stuff. And this will unlock Willie's house, which is right here, which of course was seen in the episode. And so the building task is keeping Scottish people happy. So this is his actual house. Now, of course, he does come with his shack in the game, his shed. But, of course, his shed is actually in Springfield Elementary. It's a little shed he has at the back of Elementary. This is his actual house. I'm pretty sure this is the only episode where there's actually seen him. He doesn't actually live in his shed, guys. He does live in his actual house. So I think, again, another house to have in the game would be really awesome. And, yeah, we haven't got Willie's house, so it'd be cool to get his house. So I definitely want to see this in the game as well. But it kind of would make his shed a little bit redundant, I guess, because that does earn building. That earns like residential tax, doesn't it? Residential, you know what I mean? Like the income it gets is got the little $sign, which is meant to be for residential things. So I guess they could. That's difficult. I guess they could just make them both, or they could remove it for the shack. They could just have the shack earn cash, and then so it just has the $sign instead of a residential sign, maybe. But anyway, moving on. Willie tells Homer that he saw Flanders with his toaster. So Willie then finds someone stole his. And while they're talking, he finds that someone stole his tractor engine. So Springfielders arrive at Willie's house demanding answers. So first of all, you have to make Willie cry about his tractor. Then you make Willie herd off attackers. And whilst you're doing that, you of course have to make Springfielders demand answers, which of course will just be a bunch of different characters, a set amount of characters though. And then yeah. And then also make Homer hatch a plan, and that will be one task, of course. And this will actually unlock Burglar Bart for a costume for Bart. Now, it's not an amazing costume, I know. It was more just so I could fill out the prize track, because I definitely think there is an event in here. I definitely would like an event. I just feel like, I guess we need a premium character, and I think Mr. Mitchell makes sense. But adding anything other than, like, adding Jessica or the dog park or the worldwide shipping van just didn't really fit. And I think the Burglar Bart costume could actually be pretty interesting. I wouldn't mind it. I think it's not a special costume, but it's free. It's a part of the prize track, so you can't complain too much. So yeah, I put that there. I think it's fair. But anyway, after you've unlocked Burglar Bart, Homer wants to steal his stuff back from Flanders. So the rest of Springfield hunts for their stuff and make Burglar Bart break into Flanders' house. You make Homer distract Flanders, and you make Springfield hunt for their stuff. And this will unlock the Repo Depot, which is right here. Which is a really cool building, actually. I like the look of this, actually. It's just a nice little small building. And then after that, Flanders tells Homer that he just took his toaster back when the Repo Depot men came around to take his stuff. He just took his toaster back. He never actually stole Homer's toaster. Homer gives a speech to the townspeople about who took their stuff and how they took it legally, but we're going to take it illegally. Something like that, just some comedy. So you make Homer lead an army, make Burglar Bart break into the depot, make Springfielders take their stuff back, and then this will unlock Laddie. And then after the battle, Springfield... let's let that thing disappear real quick. But yeah, there'll be a little task after the battle to say Springfield all get their stuff back. Homer gets his back too, but Bart finds the box. This will unlock the box, and you'll have a task to place the box. If you want to complete the actual full thing, you have to place the box again. It ends how it started. You place the box back, and then once you place the box, you will unlock Laddie, and then he will. He asks Homer if they can keep him, and then Homer reluctantly says yes. Reluctantly. So yeah, those are all the prizes, like I said. So the Repo Depot van, the Willie's house, Burglar Bart, the Repo Depot, and then of course Laddie. And so I've got some tasks, and I've also got some quest lines to go through, some character quest lines that I made, because I don't know, I enjoy doing that. I probably won't do it for every event idea, but I've done it for this one because I'm really want this to be a true event. I saw this episode recently, a few weeks ago actually, and I'm basically rewatching all the Simpsons episodes, and I'm just kind of like ticking any ones I think would make really good events. So, and this one was definitely one of them. So we have Mr. Mitchell first. So chase criminals for 60 minutes. This will be an animation, him with his walking stick, just kind of throwing it about, like trying to chase criminals. Play piano for 4 hours. Of course, this will be in his house. Smoke medicinal drugs for 6 hours. This will, of course, also be in his house. And I get the whole, oh well, weed, like weed being inappropriate in a child's game. If people, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. If characters can get drunk in the game, they can get high in the game. It's really not as inappropriate. You know, they're both illegal for 18, anyone under 18 to do. So it should be like, you know, if you should have the same standard for both. Anyway, stroll around for 8 hours, and this will be with Santa's little helper by his side, which would be pretty cool, maybe on a lead. But yeah, this will actually include Santa's little helper if you have him. And if you don't have him, it will still include him, but just obviously not the actual character. It will just be strictly just for the animation. Serve time for 12 hours in the Springfield Penitentiary, and then wait by the phone for 24 hours. This will be him sitting on a chair with the phone in his lap. And then we have Laddie. So help solve crimes for 60 minutes. This will be at the Springfield police station. Walk with Bart for 4 hours. This will be an animation that includes Bart. Sniff dogs' butts for 6 hours. This will be at the dog park. So there is a permanent character to go to the dog park, of course. Water the flowers for... I guess that was meant to be 8 hours. I'm sorry, I forgot to put it. But yeah, this will be another animation. There is 3 animations for this character, which is a little... There's 3 for both, which is a little ambiguous because... Or a little... or whatever. Asking for too much, because usually characters have 2. But I think there's so many cool animations with Laddie, and I think they need to have the standard Walk with Bart one, because that just makes sense. But anyway, Water Flowers, which of course is this right here. I just think this would be hilarious if we could have this in the game. I really want this one. This is definitely my favourite animation that I want to see. And then Dig Hole for 12 hours. This will again be just any dirt, any piece of dirt that's there, and he's just digging the land up. And then Help Mr. Mitchell for 24 hours, of course. This will be at Mr. Mitchell's house. And then we have Burglar Bart, so cut fence for 16 minutes. This will be an animation. This will be now in the episode he cuts Mr. Mitchell's fence, but in terms of like in the game, any chain fence, the closest chain fence he's to, it will just be him like snipping it open, and then it will just keep repeating. I think that would be a pretty cool animation to have. Got locked in Mr. Mitchell's closet for 4 hours. Run away from the law for 6 hours. This will be him just running away like he did in the episode when he was in Mr. Mitchell's house, when he's like kind of running around his house. It will just be him doing the same, but in the game. Steal test answers for 12 hours. This will be at the school. And then rob the Repo Depot for 24 hours. Again, so there's a character who can permanently go in that building. There's a permanent task even, so that building can be used. And then this will be a task for Kent Brockman. Walk with Jessica for 4 hours. A task for Kent, so this will just be walk Jessica for 4 hours. So this will be... after you've bought Jessica, you will unlock this task for Kent. But there will also be a quest line, and this is the quest line. So the quest line is called Channel Bark. So it's a 2-part quest line. So Kent is happy to have his prized dog Jessica back. So you make Kent walk Jessica. As he's walking her, he gets distracted by something. I don't know, they come up with some sort of gag. He got distracted by something. As Jessica actually goes missing, but it turns out she's in channel 6, but she's been chewing the wires of like the camera. So you make Kent stop her from chewing wires. And then this is the dog park. Wagging fingers, wagging tails. So dog owners are happy as they can finally walk their dogs in peace from the sky finger. Something like that. Just make some jokes that they can get away by hiding in the building, because this isn't an animation. So you make dog owners walk dogs. This, I guess, will be a new category of characters. So any character who owns a dog or has a dog in their family. So this will include like Lisa and Bart as well, of course, as well as Homer and Marge. So you make like, I don't know, 5 dog owners walk their dogs. And then also Quimpy then complains that the park has been made a mess with dog feces, so you make dog owners pick up their dog's poop. just something as the end, as like a second part. Nothing too comedic. And then we have Blind Luck. I'm sorry, I had to. So this is a task. This is a quest line for Mr. Mitchell. So Mr. Mitchell is happy to be back, but someone has stole his medicine, in quotations, and he is angry. Make Mr. Mitchell chase criminals. That will be his task. Make Mr. Mitchell find his medicine, again in quotes, in his pocket. It was there with him on him after all. And so you make Mr. Mitchell smoke his medicine, and of course this will be in his house. Mr. Mitchell is high, walking around Springfield. Santa's little helper comes to him. He says, "Hi, it's Sprinkles," or something like that. And then maybe Lisa's like, "You know that isn't your dog, right?" And he's like, "No, it is. It's Sprinkles." He's like, "That's not his name," or something like that. And of course, he calls Santa's little helper Sprinkles in the episode. So you make Mr. Mitchell stroll around with Santa's little helper if you have him, of course. which is another task. And then Chief Wiggum smells his medicine and tells him he's going to jail, so then you make Mr. Mitchell serve time. And then eventually Mr. Mitchell makes it out of jail. Bart says that Santa's little helper is still his dog. Mr. Mitchell is a bit sad, but he says not to worry because he will call his pharmacy, in quotations, to get more medicine. And of course this will be make Mr. Mitchell wait by the phone, which is that animation. I forgot to put that. And then we have Bart in Black. This is a questline called Bart in Black. So Skinner tells the students they must all do work experiences. Technically, they are all over 40 years old if the characters age in real life. Bart decides to be a burglar because that's the coolest profession he can think of on the spot. So you make Bart dress in black and you make students go on a work experience. Bart has robbed Lisa's sacks, Marge's pills, and Homer's beers, but now he wants to try something harder. So you make Bart cut fence. Which of course will be that animation I talked about. Nelson says that if he doesn't pass the next test, he'll be kicked back a year, and Bart says he will steal the answers for like some money or something. So you make Bart steal test answers at the school. Chief Wiggum spots him and chases after him, but he's too fat to catch him, so you make Bart run from the law, make Wiggum look for the perp. And then Bart finds the brown house to hide in and stays there. Wiggum gives up, make Bart hide from the law, and in the end, Bart maybe there's like some moral message right in the end. Bart figures that crime is bad, so of course that will include all those tasks. They'll run away from the law. Of course, the last one isn't actually the last one. There's two that aren't actually his actual tasks, but I like it when they have like they have a task that isn't an animation that maybe is in like a building that's in the quest line. And then finally we have God Amongst Dogs. I think that's the best title to have. So the family is happy to have Laddie back, finally. You make the Simpsons pet Laddie, make Laddie spend time with the Simpsons. Of course, that is an exclusive task for the quest line. Chief Wiggum comes in and says that the dog is needed as someone has robbed the Cookie Mart, make Bart sulk, make Laddie solve crimes. Laddie brings Chief Wiggum to a freshly buried grave, make Laddie dig the hole. Of course, Chief Wiggum's like, yeah, bury the hole. And then it turns out just to be some man's severed hand. And Wiggum's like, oh, this has nothing to do with the robbery. This isn't important. So Wiggum returns him to the family. Bart is then happy. So you make Laddie and Laddie walk with Bart. And then finally, Bart is so overjoyed to have Laddie back, but Homer says that there is no Simpson gets away without doing chores. So Marge jokes that he never does them, and then eventually make Laddie water flowers. I think that would be a perfect way to end that quest line. So yeah, that's it for the event. That's my idea. I think there's definitely a potential here. There's two really solid characters. Well, one really solid character. I'd say two solid characters actually. Mr. Mitchell isn't like a massive character, but you know he would be unique in the fact that he'd be our first blind character in Tapped Out anyway, and also. He has appeared in multiple episodes in the background. Of course, this is his only prominent one. Same with Laddie. I think Laddie also appeared in another episode, actually, as the police dog, so I'm not sure entirely, but Laddie is definitely a solid character as well, because, of course, he was a central part of this episode. So two really solid characters, and then I threw in an NPC as well, of course, Jessica, who is Kent Brockman's dog, which I'm always happy to get, like people's dogs and pets, because I just think it's cool to have them. So you know, free characters. We have a few buildings. Let me just go through them. So we have, of course, the dog park. So yeah, we'll just go through this. So we have the dog park, Mr. Mitchell's house, Willie's house, and the Repo Depot. Yeah. So we have 4 buildings and a few decorations as well. I definitely think there's a solid event here. So anyway, tell me your thoughts on on this event idea. Do you think it would work? What would you improve? And yeah, any other event episodes that you think would make a really good event, please definitely tell me. I do want to do a major event. The issue is I feel like they've changed the structure now, so I might do like a 4-part event, which is going to be very hard because it's hard enough trying to come up with ideas. But yeah, I might try that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next one. Goodbye.